What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well today. It's oh wow, it's Monday. Man, I can't hardly keep up with the days anymore. It's my schedule's so crazy. I'll go in on one day, get finished on the next. Sometimes it's so easy to get mixed up. Oh man. So yeah, man, I was messing around here yesterday before I went to go to work. And the German butcher sent me a message on WhatsApp, and he said, he sent me like a screenshot, and he said, hey, I don't know if this is true or not, but the singer from Firehouse has passed away. I was like, what? So I thought maybe it was a fluke. You know, I didn't know. We got Andrew Knox in the house. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Yo, player at the club. What's going on, man? Yeah, I wasn't sure because a lot of this stuff, man, it could just be, false information. So I said, man, that's okay. He said, I haven't confirmed it yet. So I went ahead and left, went to work, and got down to my destination point late last night. And while I was finishing up everything, I got done with my break. I went ahead and looked on my Facebook feed. And sure enough, other people on Facebook were posting that he had passed. CJ Snare had passed. If you've been living under a rock, for a long time, and you don't know who the band Firehouse is, they really came to prominence, I guess, in the late '80s, and they had quite a few hits. But for me personally, Firehouse that band meant a lot, and still does to me. Now, I haven't listened to their music in quite a while, but I always thought they were really amazing because let me give you a little backstory here. With Firehouse, they were originated, for the most part, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where I was born and raised. So, and back in Charlotte, there was the hometown music store was called Reliable Music, and that was the place to go, man, for all your instrument needs and everything. I mean, that's where you went. There at the time, there was no there was no Guitar Center in the area, or there was another music store on the other side of town called Mars Music, but they didn't come in till later. And but so I would go to Reliable, look at guitars and play guitars and stuff like that. And all over, the different, like the wall and everything and the door frames, they had a lot of black and white promo shots of different bands and different artists, and and they had some of Firehouse up there, and I was like, wow, man, those guys, they made it, And then of course I heard their song on the radio, All She Wrote, and all these other cool songs. And I never got to see him live in concert or nothing like that, but that was cool, man, that somebody from my hometown, made it to the big time as far as music is concerned. So they kind of came in on that last wave of I guess 80s rock, hair metal, whatever you want to call it. They kind of came in on that, and then their first two albums were amazing. After that, I kind of lost a little interest because everybody started cutting their hair, and it was just ugh. But that first album, that self-titled first album, was incredible, man. It was incredible. I really enjoyed it. So last night I was coming back and I started to listen to that first album, and I was like, man, I haven't heard these songs in forever. And Bill Leverty, the guitarist of Firehouse, is just amazing, So it was something, man. It's sad news. Jim Guidry in the house. What's up, man? With the fist pump. emoji. What's up, brother? So, you know how music kind of takes you back to certain points in your life, you know, and that's what, when I was listening to those songs last night, because I was in my early 20s, man, you know, and it was just, you know, it takes you back to certain memories, and you're thinking about this and that and this and that. But anyway, so I was looking on the Facebook feed last night, and I saw other people had posted that CJ had passed. And I was like, man. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and check it out. And and I did before I came on here. And so this is just a kind of a last minute throw together stream here. Let me see if I can share a screen here. Let's see. And we'll see if it'll let me do it. There we go. This is according to TMZ. So, CJ Snare, all right? CJ Snare, better known as the lead singer of the hard rock band Firehouse, has passed away. TMZ has confirmed Snare's daughter, Heather, said that her father passed away Friday afternoon after a lengthy cancer battle. She says his official cause of death was cardiac arrest. Snare helped form Firehouse in 1987 after his former group, Max Warrior, broke up. I remember hearing that. I do remember hearing that because it was, well, the story that I heard way back then was that, of course, his band, Max Warrior, and another band, I guess they had a battle of the bands or something, and I don't know who won, but two members of Max Warrior, which had CJ Snare and somebody else, and the two members of the other band that they went against, they came together and formed Firehouse. Now that was the story I was told at the music store and stuff from way back then. So that's just, you know, what I heard. Don't know. He stayed with Firehouse for nearly 40 years until his passing. CJ played keyboards and sang on all 7 albums the group released, including their self-titled debut album, which went double platinum in the United States. Yeah, that's what I say. That first album, man. Whew, there's a good picture of the guys right there. That's from last year, last August. Man, that's so cool. That is so cool. I'm glad they still played for a while. But I'll tell you, the thing that got me was, let me to cut this off right here. The thing that got me was, it was, I think it was last year or something, and it was kind of sad because now this might just been a one-off kind of thing. I don't know, but I was looking on social media, and I saw Firehouse, but they were performing to me it looked like a conference room or something out of a you know, like a hotel or something, you know. And they had this little black little stage set up just off the floor a couple of feet, and then behind them was like a you know, just like a flag that was on the wall that said Firehouse. And then on the front of the stage they had like a banner hanging down that said Firehouse. And I thought, I mean, for a brief moment, I thought it was a tribute band or something, because I mean, I haven't seen images of Firehouse in a long time, and you know, when you don't keep up with stuff, you know, time passes and things change, and you don't realize how much they've changed. But it was Firehouse, and they were playing like in this conference room, I guess, of this, I don't know, hotel or whatever. And they had this little PA system, and they were playing, and I thought, what? I was like, is that really them? And they started to play some of their older songs, and yeah, it was them. But I was like, oh man, they came from big arenas down to a conference room. But like I said, it might have been just a one-off thing, you know, that a lot of members and a lot of groups rather from back then, that's happened to them too. It's just things change, man. Things change. And nothing stays the same. So R2, R3, Locking Nut in the house. What's going on, man? How are you doing? Nice to see you here, brother. Fire. Yeah, I always enjoyed Firehouse, man. I always enjoyed their music. I hate that happened. I mean, I heard that it was that he passed from colon cancer. Is what I heard. Yeah. So, man, you got to get scanned. You got to get scanned. I'm not trying to be an advocate for anything, but when when a man hits a certain age, you need to get checked. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he did or didn't. I don't know. R2 says, I heard the news on Sirius Satellite Radio on Friday. Rest in peace. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't find out till yesterday. And so that's it, man. So I went on Karaoke version just about an hour ago, and I typed in Firehouse. Now, Karaoke version is where I get my backing tracks when I'm, try to play music live or whatever. And it's really good. It's a good place to get tracks like that, and I get the custom tracks. That way you can take the guitars out of the mix, or you can turn them down a little bit, so when you're soloing, you still have some backing guitars going on. But anyway, I remember looking up Firehouse. God, it was a long time ago when I looked them up on Karaoke version. And all they had at the time was a couple of their ballads, Now their ballads were amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, I don't want to play those. I want to jam on something. So at the time, they just had a couple of those. Now, fast forward a few years later, I looked and they had All She Wrote, which is like my favorite song by Firehouse, and Don't Treat Me Bad, which is a great song, but it's more kind of poppy. It's still a great song. But so I got All She Wrote. I got the custom track. So I need to learn that. I said, man, I've never really tried messing with that song. So I had to look it up on my phone, how to play All She Wrote. And so we're going to try to work on that and a couple other tunes and see if we can get some more new songs in the set list here on the MP3 player. Andrew Knox chimes in. He says, I just turned 45 and the doctor warned me, about getting, scanned for colon cancer. Yeah, it's no big deal, man. It's my doctor, when I turned 50, he said, he said, I'm going to line you up an appointment. And I said, okay. And, what's crazy, man, is they found, I think it was 6 precancerous polyps in me. They found 6. And they got rid of them. And then normally, if you have a normal, from what I was told, if your scan is normal, they don't find anything, you come back in 10 years. But for me, since there was, stuff found, I have to go back in 5 years, which that means next year I got to go for another scan. But that, it's just one of those things, man. I mean, it's each individual's choice, but I'm not taking a chance. I'm going to get scanned, man. You only got one life. But CJ Snare passes, man. So there's a lot of these vocalists, man, from a lot of these bands from my youth, from our youth, and that have passed, and there's still quite a few hanging on, but man, it just shows you what Father Time will do. Nobody can escape that. But yeah, man, let me kind of change gears a little bit here. I mean, rest in peace, CJ Snare. My thoughts and prayers to his family and, his daughter. And, oh my God, it was sad. It was sad, man. So I'm going to try to learn a Firehouse song pretty soon. And, in honor of CJ. So let's switch gears just a little bit here on the Daily Joe podcast. If you've been subbed to this channel for a while, you know that I've always tried to get a better audio sound with things, and it, I've dumped some money and stuff. Anything from new DAWs to new interfaces, even little gadgets for your smartphone. Anything that I would try to see if it would elevate the quality of my sound. So currently, I got this small Yamaha mixer that I got from Sweetwater. It's like $170. It's a great little mixer, and I'm running out of, again, if you've been watching this channel, I got a HeadRush Prime effects unit here, which is amazing. I come out of that into the Boss SDE 3000 dual delay, and that's going stereo into the mixer, and out of the mixer is going stereo in the interface, my UR44C by Steinberg, and that's what you're hearing when I'm jamming on guitar. So, I like to do a show called Talking Guitars and More. I do it every other Saturday with some friends, people that can make it onto the panel, and when they have time, and we like to have some live playing on there from time to time. And Jimmy Biter, who was on the show, he's a great guy. He's funny. He loves to play live, and he has the Rodecaster Pro 2 for his, really what that is. It's a mixer and a DAW all in one, I guess, really, but I love the way his sound is. And on there's another channel called OU812, which is Ryan's channel, and I believe everybody on his panel has the Rodecaster Pro 2 as well. I know Ryan got a new piece of gear. I want to say he got a new product from Boss. Was it the Gig Master? I'm not quite sure. I know he got a new product. I haven't watched the video yet, but I did get the notification that he got that, and he did an unboxing, and he did a test run with it live and everything else. And which is cool. I need to check that out. I don't know if he likes it or not or whatever. But I was talking about it with Andrew Knox, who's on the panel from time to time, and he said, yeah, he says, I feel that it can go either way. It all depends on what you're running into that. And he's right, because the Rodecaster Pro 2, like I said, really it's just a mixer. That's what it is. It's not. I mean, I haven't got it yet. I ordered it. I haven't received it yet. But I'm assuming, from what I was talking to Jimmy Biter about it a few weeks ago, I'm assuming he says it's got effects and stuff built in, but just like what Andrew said, Jimmy's like, it all depends on what you're putting in it. Like your sound coming into that. He said, because everybody's setup is different. And Andrew and I were talking about it back and forth a little bit the other day, and I agree with him. Yeah, it's not like when you plug into it, it's going to be this magical thing that, oh man, I don't guess. I mean, I don't get that with this here, so I don't say I could be any different. But that's not the point I'm trying to get across here. My point I'm trying to get across, the reason I ordered it is because it seems like it's such a more simple setup, that and you don't have to use a DAW. That's what blows my mind. It's kind of a plug and play kind of deal. And the people that have it and that use it, to me, it sounds incredible. So I think it does do a little something. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to getting it. I got it from Sweetwater over the weekend, so they'll probably ship it out today. Let's see. Andrew Knox. We're talking about, we have moved on from the CJ Snare story. We can still touch on that if anybody wants to. That's just now joining. We're talking about the Rodecaster Pro 2 right now that I said I ordered one over the weekend, and I know Ryan on 0812, he has one, but he also got a new product. I think the Gig Master by Boss. I could be wrong on that. I haven't watched his video yet, but we're talking about that, and I was wondering if he liked it or not. Andrew Knox chimes in. He says, I think Ryan ended up sending that back. He said that on the Sunday Jam last night. Okay. Interesting. Wow. All right. So let me go down. Let me scroll down. Just look at the rest of this. If I can get this thing to move. Okay, R2, what's going on, brother? R2, R3 Lockinut says, yeah, Ryan didn't like it. The Rodecaster Pro 2 wins. Oh, that's, I mean, I hate that it didn't work out for him. No, I mean, that's, but I'm glad that to read the Rodecaster Pro 2 is winning between the two. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. R2 says, the Rodecaster Pro 2 has the best preamps. Huh. Well, that's interesting too. Okay. Sean Stackhouse. Hey, man, how are you? I hope you're doing good, my friend. Aren't we Facebook friends, Sean? Because I think you go by a different name here. I think I might be confused with somebody else. I'm sorry if I'm throwing a monkey wrench in there and you're like, what's he talking about? Sean Stackhouse says, I saw this story about CJ Snare, Firehouse singer, passing. I saw this story this morning. This is such a loss. CJ was an amazing vocalist. You're not kidding. I mean, he could get that high register, man. And to be able to do that is incredible. I just always loved his vocal. Always. Let's see. We're talking about the Rodecaster Pro 2. Sean Stackhouse says, I had the Rodecaster Pro. It was a great board. So you're putting that in past tense, Sean. So I'm assuming did you sell it or did you upgrade? Do you still have it? That'd be interesting to know. Yeah, if anybody has any insight on the Rodecaster Pro 2, please put it in the comments because I'm looking forward to getting it. And from what I understand, you plug it in via USB and it kind of, I think Jimmy Biter said it has like a setup wizard and then everything gets set up and then you're ready to go. I mean, just like that. And I was like, what? So I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see. All right, let's see. Hey, Polly, what's going on, man? He says, hey, yo, Joe, how are you? I'm doing good, my man. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being in here, man. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing good. I got to talk to Polly once on the phone. Very nice guy, man. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. Sean, I asked him if we were Facebook friends because I think he goes by a different name here. He goes, yep, you're right. We are Facebook friends. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sean. Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't want to come across like, what? The hell's this guy talking about? We ain't Facebook friends. Oh, man. Let's see. We were talking about the Rodecaster. Sean said he had the Rodecaster Pro. He said he had it. Okay. Let's see what he says here. Because I thought maybe he sold it or maybe he just doesn't use it anymore. Oh, okay. He said, I sold it. I sold the Rodecaster Pro. I wasn't using it as much as I previously was. I almost instantly regretted the decision of selling it. Oh, man. And that was just the regular Rodecaster Pro. That was the first version, right? Wow. Okay. Paulie with the cool emojis. Thank you, man. R2, R3 chimes in. He says the Rodecaster Pro 2 is better than the Rodecaster Pro, according to Ryan. Well, he would know, man, because like I said, I don't have any experience with it. I don't know. But so, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I was hoping to have it up and running before the show Saturday, because we got a show coming up, Talking Guitars and More, this Saturday. So I'm hoping to have it up and running then. I don't know. Like, I literally got up, got my shower, got ready. My wife is FaceTiming her daughter with the grandbaby on my iPhone. I got an iPhone, y'all. Can you believe that? I've always been an Android guy ever since smartphones came out. And I got an iPhone last week. iPhone 15 Pro. Yeah, that's what it's got. 3 cameras on it. So I've never been an Apple person, So I get this iPhone, and I tell you what kicked it off. I tell you what started the whole thing. Is family was over here. It was Easter. We were having our Easter dinner. Not on Sunday. We had to do it on Saturday because of course I have to work on Sunday. So, and everybody was over here, and my stepdaughter and her husband and the baby was up here. Well, my stepdaughter and her husband, they have iPhones. My son and his wife, they have iPhones. And my wife and I, we've always had Androids, right? And so I don't know how the conversation come up, but I looked at my stepdaughter and I said, "Is it really better? The iPhone, is it really better in video quality, like people say?" Because she had told me before, I don't know, a year or so ago, she goes, "Joe, I know you like to do videos and all that stuff." She goes, "You need an iPhone." She goes, "That would really elevate your video quality game." I was like, yeah, man, I know. I've always liked Android because it's user friendly, which it is. The Android is very user friendly. I mean, in my opinion. So, but it got me thinking, man. I said, I might get an iPhone. And so I was asking them about it. And my son, I said, "Hey son, can I see your phone?" He goes, "Yeah." And I looked at it, and it's what I got. My phone is the same as his. I don't know if his is the Pro, but I want to say it is. But so what I did is I just held his phone up, and I did like a little selfie video for like 5 seconds. I got done, hit stop, and I played it back, and the quality was incredible. I could tell like that. I could tell right away that I said, this is leaps and bounds above my phone, just from that little 5-second test video I did. So I went and got my phone, and I'm sitting there, and I get on T-Mobile.com, get on there, and I order the phone. And but your accessories, man, it's always good. I'm sure people know this, but for people that don't buy your accessories from like T-Mobile or wherever your service is, because they charge out the rear end for that stuff. So I went in and got my case from Amazon and everything else. But yeah, man, I got the phone, and it took me a couple of days to get used to it. It really did, because I was aggravated at first, and I was talking with Jim Guidry. He was trying to help me out a little bit about, do this and this here and this here. And people, a couple other friends of mine that have the iPhone, Slick Rick, Major Trucking, he's got an iPhone, and he said, man, once you get used to it, you'll love it, and you'll never go back to Android, And yeah, I really enjoy it. Like I said, my wife's, she was FaceTiming her daughter. I guess she's done. I don't hear her talking no more. I know my stepdaughter's feeding the baby, so he's probably asleep. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, so I enjoy the iPhone. I like it, man. I like it. I mean, at first I was like, I don't know, man, but I do like it. And it has this one mode when you're doing a video called cinematic. And I didn't know what that was. And I was like, what the hell is cinematic mode? So I just did the video. And what it is it's for people that don't know. Cinematic mode is where you, the subject in the video, is crystal clear, right? And then in the background, everything's kind of blurry, just like you'd see on a TV show or a movie. Cinematic mode. And then if you like turn around or kind of move, then the background becomes focused, and then the subject up front is blurred out. It's incredible how that's built into a little device that's made out of plastic and little pieces of metal. It's amazing. But yeah, I'm starting to. I enjoy it. I mean, yeah, I'm not going back. I did keep my Note 10 Plus, my Android. I did keep it because you never know if something happens. You got something to fall back on. Let's see here. We're talking about everything here, man. CJ Snare passing away, rest in peace. We're talking about the Rodecaster Pro 2, and now we're talking about iPhones. So, Andrew Knox says, my first iPhone was an iPhone 3. I never looked back since. Whoa, okay. Andrew Knox, again, he says, iPhone and Android is like apples to oranges. It's what you like. They're both great, he says. Yeah, man, it's all subjective, man. It's all subjective. Whatever you like, man. Yeah, so, hopefully everything smooths out for the family, for CJ Snare's family. And, yeah, man, listen to some Firehouse, y'all, in remembrance of CJ. Go back today and listen to some Firehouse. Just pull it up and stream some of those songs. And I did. That was what I did coming back from the beach last night. Listen to that whole first album. And I was like, wow, man. So that's when music was still great. It's still awesome. I mean, for me, man, like I said, everything changes, Okay, guys, I got to go. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live stream. I need to go out here and get some lunch. It's almost 2:30. I just want to do a little live stream here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you again for the people that participated in the chat. And thank you for tuning in and to the channel, watching the videos and everything else. I'm starting to do some YouTube shorts. I'm going to do a few of those, and just to see how if it'll help the channel at all. I don't know, but I'll close with this. I did find an app over the weekend. It's called Glam, Glam, like glam rock. It's called Glam, and you can record a video of yourself or whatever for, I think it takes up to 30 seconds of a video, and it'll transform it to maybe like a comic book effect or anime, or there's all kind of different effects you can choose. So I was blown away with that. So I started to experiment with it, and I have the Roland Go Mixer Pro, which is a mini interface that you can hook up to your smartphone. And thank God Apple did this. They fixed it to where their charging port is a Type-C. So my chargers fit that I had with my Android. They fit. So, and that's what's coming out of the Go Mixer Pro. And so I set my phone up, and the only thing that I don't like about this app, Glam, is if you make a video of you playing or whatever, the video is, from what I understand, is straight up and down. You can't do horizontal, which sucks. So I set up my Go Mixer Pro and my MP3 player, and I'm going into it, and I'm playing playing some songs, and I run it through the app, and it looks incredible. I was like, man, that's amazing. So something different, so I'm gonna do some shorts. And just, I don't know, see if something happens with that. I hope so. I've never really done YouTube shorts. I don't know. Guess because I'm old. But, okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show, man. Thank you so much. God bless y'all. Be safe. Rock on. And until next time, stay cool on your stool. See ya.
She came in and sat down right in front of me.